Welcome back. This is the second video in the loan analysis series. In the first video, we shared a brief synopsis of the problem statement and the methodology we used for analyzing loans data of the United States. In this video, we will present our findings as well as two dashboards that management of lending agencies can use in their day-to-day decision making. We will also present key takeaways for the two main stakeholders that we have, borrowers and lenders. As with the first video, I am assisted by Akash Bawa and Sahil Kurana. This video, as well as the previous one, are in part fulfillment of the data visualization course of the certificate program in business analytics at the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad. Let us begin. The first slide presents the total loan amounts that have been applied for in different states. We have data for 53 of the 54 states. For 2016 and 17, data for the state of Iowa is currently not available. We see that the states with the largest loan applications is California, Texas, and New York, followed by Florida, Illinois, and Georgia. One thing that stands out from this chart is that almost all loan applications for learning and training have come from the state of New York. This is a peculiarity, and at this time we are not sure about the reasons behind this. For now, let us choose all purposes and proceed with our analysis. The next slide presents a listing of loan amounts for different purposes, and this time sorted by state. We see that the majority of loan applications were for debt consolidation and for credit card refinancing, and this applies in almost all the states. The top states, as before, are California, Texas, New York, and Florida. Of all the loans that were taken, let us see where they stand today. This slide presents the status of loans across 6 main categories: those which are current, fully paid, charged off, and late or in a grace period. The major chunk is debt consolidation, followed by credit card refinancing as before. We see that around 20% has been paid off and around 6% has been written off. A large portion is current, and it's interesting to see how this may change with the evolving risks of a global trade war in the United States. The next slide presents the status of loans by hardship. We see that the majority of loan applications that are currently for natural disasters. In fact, natural disasters forms a relatively large portion in almost all categories. This slide presents the purpose of loan by employment duration. We see that the most loan applications comes from those with over 10 years of work experience. We use the filters to see how it applies for different work experiences. Credit card consolidations have come mostly from those with just 1 year of work experience. And learning and training have come almost all from those with 5 years of work experience. This may point to the fact that most graduate programs in the United States require 2 to 3 years of work experience. Let us choose all purposes and proceed with our analysis. We can combine some of the previous visualizations into a dashboard to aid better decision making. The top visualization shows loans received across the United States that we showcased earlier, and this helps management monitor where more officers and staff may be needed. The bottom visualization helps monitor the purpose for which loans were applied for, as well as the status of all loans. The filters may be used to refine the data as necessary. Similarly, we can make a dashboard that showcases the rejections of loan applications. We see that the same states have topped the list: California, Texas, Florida, and New York. We can also see that the most loans declined were for personal reasons, such as car purchase, medical reasons, vacation, and weddings. In this visualization, we see which work experience category were the most loans declined. And it's no surprise that it's for those who have newly entered the workforce with less than 1 year of work experience. This was 30% in 2016 and it increased to 47% in 2017. The next were those with 5 years of work experience. So based on all this analysis, what can we summarize as the key takeaways? 1. The main states to focus for lenders are California, Florida, Texas, and New York. Given the large number of natural disasters in 2017, we can expect there to be defaulters in the coming quarter and/or to ask for debt refinancing options. This may also be an interesting area to explore as a key business strategy for the coming years. The ideal loan applicant has over 5 years of work experience and would have taken an educational loan which is bound to pay off in the long run. It is necessary that the data for Iowa, education for New York, and credit card financing data for Montana are cross-checked, as the current data set seems to be skewed in these areas. Similarly, for applicants, the key takeaways are to make sure that the borrower's risk score is lower than 400. Also, loans for personal reasons are unlikely to be approved, especially if work experience is less than 7 to 8 years. California, Texas, New York, and Florida have the most number of lending agencies, and hence competitive interest rates are likely. This brings us to the closing slide. The main challenges that we faced in this data analysis is 1. Having to learn new technologies and work with remote teams in making these videos. For instance, we learned the hard way that Tableau is not backward compatible and all team members need to be on the same version of Tableau. Also, not having first-hand experience in the domain made it challenging in understanding and interpreting the dataset. As a next step in the analysis, we recommend that the dashboards be connected to live data to enable real-time analysis. It would also be interesting to explore making a dashboard for the benefit of borrowers that would help them in their loan application process. This brings us to the end of our 2-part series. Feel free to leave some thoughts, comments, and questions in the comment section below. Thank you.